I found a simple browser extension that's totally free and makes $4 to $5 a day or $120 to $150 a month. And in fact, some users are earning as much as $160 a day right now with this extension that uses your idle and unused internet traffic. But this might be ending in the near future, so you need to jump on it quickly. What I'm talking about here is called Grass. No, not that grass. Well, maybe I should have dropped this video on 420. So let's touch Grass because even our bandwidth needs a breath of fresh air every now and then. Launched in June of 2023, Grass is a browser extension that enables you to earn by selling your unused internet traffic. Essentially, you're selling your unique view of the internet. Grass has attracted significant capital, securing $3.5 million in its latest seed fund round, led by Polychain Capital, bringing their total capital raised to $4.5 million. In March of this year, Grass announced an all-new Layer 2 data rollup network for AI. This means they're building their very own network on top of Solana, aiming to handle tens of millions of web requests per minute. For me, building a Layer 2 on top of what is already one of the fastest and least expensive Layer 1s speaks volumes to what Grass wants to achieve. This announcement was immediately followed by Grass Points becoming tradable on Whale Market, and even Binance posting a tweet saying, "Touching Grass," just a few days later. All of these events happening within just a few days of one another have led to a significant market excitement about Grass's future potential. With over 1.9 million active users worldwide, Grass is still in its incentivized beta phase. So it's not too late to sign up and earn yourself some juicy rewards. And if you do want to join, I recommend doing it ASAP because the beta phase is probably not going to last much longer. And speaking of which, if you want to sign up, there is a link down in the description. But what's the secret sauce that really makes the Grass grow? Well, whether you know it or not, many of the free apps you download on the internet have lines in their terms and conditions that sign you up to donate your unused bandwidth to proxy networks. The end result? Well, you are paying for a certain amount of bandwidth, and then when you don't use it all, your ISP doesn't refund the money. Instead, it's sold to someone else, and they don't even cut you in on the deal. It's like your unused bandwidth is attending a party you weren't even invited to, although I don't know if a bandwidth party sounds fun or not. Well, here's where Grass comes in. Think of it like this. Grass enables you to sell a product you didn't even know you had. When you use Grass, you're giving your network bandwidth to AI labs so they can train their own ChatGPTs. ChatGPT can tell you the sky is blue only because it encountered that answer enough times in the data it was trained on. In other words, if ChatGPT was trained on just like 2 Medium articles that both say that the sky is green, well, guess what it's going to tell you when you ask what color the sky is. So the data is actually the most important part of any AI model. And all you have to do on your part is install the Grass web extension on your Chrome browser, set up an account, and you're good to go. It's pretty much a set it and forget it kind of deal. Now, once you're part of this network, Grass will use your idle bandwidth to fetch publicly available data. And this is anything from blog posts and news articles to product listings and social media content. But not every device sees the web in the same way. For example, a device in Tokyo will probably see different content on a website than a device in New York. And Grass leverages this to build a better and more diverse view of the entire internet. The harvested data is then cleaned and made ready for AI companies to train the next ChatGPT. Now, unfortunately, as of right now, the Grass extension is only officially supported by Chrome-based browsers and by Saga phone users, with iOS and Android apps launching soon. Now, there is a workaround that you can use to set up Grass on your Android devices, at least until the official Android app is released, and I will attach a detailed guide in the description on how to set that up. Just make sure to run each device on a separate internet connection and new account to keep earning. For example, you could run your desktop device on your home network and your smartphone on your mobile data plan. And also remember to disable any VPNs you might have, at least on the devices where you're running Grass. Otherwise, Grass will detect this and you won't be earning anything. Now, I know some are freaked out by the whole sharing your data thing, but 2 quick notes here. Number 1, you already are. You just aren't getting paid for it. And number 2, then don't use Grass or other DePINs that use your data. Or if you do, put it on the device on a different network if you were worried about it. But really, I'm not forcing you to share your data. I'm just sharing a way that you can potentially make a lot of money from it. I'm not associated with Grass in any way. They didn't ask me to make this video. I just think it's a really cool opportunity. Okay, now you might be thinking, okay, Andy, I get that sharing my bandwidth is caring, but what's in it for me? You get, well, lots of Grass. grass points to be exact, points which could end up being worth a lot of grass tokens. And while we're not 100% sure if there will be an actual grass token, we do know the points will be converted into real network ownership. This means you'll be the proud owner of what is potentially a game-changing product and an important part of the AI future. And as for how many points you can earn, well, the most you can get is 1,800 grass points a day per account, assuming you leave your device running 24/7, and that's per device or network. And again, that's $4-ish a day right now, or $120+ a month for free. While you can't sell your grass points directly in the Grass dashboard or app right now, there is a way you can sell them right now that I'll cover in just a moment. Now, where you can really increase your earnings, aside from adding more devices/networks, is with referrals. And Grass takes referrals to a whole new level by introducing 3 tiers of referrals. And first up, we have primary referrals, and this is for folks who sign up to Grass using your own referral link. You get 20% of whatever points they are earning. This could be friends, family, or just some random person from the internet. Like, I signed up using the referral link from one of my members of my membership community, Sleep Money Club. Another one of the perks of being a member of Sleep Money Club, I might click on your referral link and I might share my link that connects to yours on the channel. Well, then we have secondary referrals. These are folks who sign up using your primary referrals link, and you get 10% of whatever these people are making too. And last but not least, the third level referrals, those who sign up using your referral. You get 5% from them as well. Yo dog, I heard you liked referrals, so I put referrals in your referrals and added some referrals. So now you can see how people with hundreds, yes, you heard that right, hundreds of referrals are able to make millions upon millions of grass points. I know of some people who are making 80,000 points a day or more, which is $160 a day for free. And let's not forget, for each friend you refer, you'll get 2,500 points once they reach 100 hours of uptime. But in all fairness, each of your referrals also gets 5,000 points once they reach that 100 hours of uptime. Then there are also 10 tiers that each give you bonus points once you reach them, with the highest one earning you a cool 250,000 grass bonus points, or around $500 at current value. Gotta love it when you get paid to make money. So you can see by now that it's kind of a points bonanza, free-for-all kind of a thing, which makes sense. The Grass team introduced this point system because they want to finish the incentivized beta and launch their product as soon as possible. And to do that, they need to reach a certain number of nodes in the network, aka users. After all, the internet is like a giant all-you-can-eat buffet, and we need a lot of people who will help us sample everything on the menu and get that data, right? And referrals encourage people to bring lots of other users so that Grass can grow faster and greener. Now, while we don't know what each grass point will be worth in the future, you can sell each point that you earn for right around 0.002 cents on Whales Market right now, which is pretty good considering the huge amount of points being earned daily. But a few quick notes about Whales Market. If you've never used it before, you'll need a Solana compatible wallet such as Phantom. And let's say you want to sell some grass points for $1,000. To do this, both you and the buyer will each need to lock up $1,000 on the Whales platform until the grass token is launched. At which point you as the seller will get both your own money back and the buyer's funds. And in return, the buyer gets the amount of tokens that that amount of points sold equates to. And once that token is launched, you as the seller will have 24 hours to settle the offer or risk losing your funds. So you can sell your points right now, technically, but there certainly are a few caveats to consider. That being said, you don't have to sell your points on Whales Market at all. You can just wait until the actual grass token is launched and then sell then. And that's what I'm personally doing. I'm stacking up as many grass points as I can now in hopes that the airdrop is really lucrative. But how much will all this grass be worth? That's the million-dollar question. According to Whales Market prices, you can earn a decent $4 a day even without any referrals. If we assume there are at least 2 more months until beta ends, then you could potentially be earning a few $100s per account until then. And that's completely passive income, and assuming absolutely 0 referrals on your part. Though I strongly recommend getting some referrals as they will boost your earnings. Since this is as easy as installing a browser extension, getting a few referrals should be pretty doable for just about anybody. As for the crypto AI and DePIN market caps, they are currently sitting at roughly $25 billion each. As those market caps expand as this bull run picks up more and more speed, I think that Grass can go pretty high and capture a significant amount of those market caps, because really it's the best of both worlds, AI and DePIN. But all that being said, we have no idea what the tokenomics will look like, or if there even will be a token for that matter. So we can only use the whale market price to give our best guess for now. With that said, what about the risks, or what about the downsides of this? Well, first off, this is crypto, so anything goes. This whole thing could flop and all your time earning could be for nothing. But since it's almost completely hands-off and passive and free, that's not really that big of a risk in my opinion. Now, the previous few times I've briefly talked about Grass on the channel, usually on my live streams, a couple of people have commented that Grass is a scam or that it steals personal data, etc. I cannot verify any of that. From what I've seen, Grass looks like a legit operation. You can watch videos of the founder of Grass publicly revealed talking about the product. And all the videos I've watched of people claiming it's nefarious or a scam or whatever don't actually provide any proof. It's just speculation or this feels funny type of stuff. And since there's nothing concrete, I can't make any concrete conclusions at this point, so I'm not really too worried about it. That said, if security is truly a concern, then I'd recommend not running Grass on an important network. But again, I can't speak to any of this beyond speculation. They did recently change their terms of what data they look at to be less broad and more specific, and the terms they used in these changes were a little less scary, but who knows? Those things aside, there really is no downside here. And those aren't really downsides to me. Since this is free and could potentially be super lucrative, it's well worth it to me to try it out. But what about the future? What's coming up on the horizon for Grass? Their upcoming Layer 2 is super important because it lets us check where the data we are gathering comes from. It also means that node owners like you and me will get some additional earnings from network traffic and gas fees. With the recent infrastructure upgrades, Grass now supports 100 million nodes, which gives it plenty of room to grow. The Grass team will also be introducing data labeling very soon to help improve the quality of the data we gather even more. My view is that the incentivized beta will be ending soon, so if you're considering jumping on board, now is the best time to do it. And again, if you are considering jumping on, there is a link down in the description to sign up. But as always, don't just take my word for it. Look into all of this on your own to decide for yourself. I'm only sharing my approach, but that doesn't mean you should blindly follow it. Remember, Grass is just one of several DePIN and AI opportunities I'm keeping an eye on right now. Check out this video to discover other promising DePIN and AI plays that could take off soon. Goodbye.